Is that better? How's that? Can you hear me now? Is it working? I think it's working. It looks like it's working. Is this working? I can't. I normally can hear this. I don't know if it's working. What's up, everybody? Seba, Hannibal. Good to see you guys. Dabbling Layman. Always a pleasure to have you. Huh. Well, if it works for you, can you guys hear the... Wait, maybe this VST needs... Dude, they're so white. I have so much natural light in this house. I need to get blinds for when I stream because I like to have all the colors going on, but I can't really control it right now. I don't know. I have drapes that are on the way, but they haven't arrived yet. So, how's everybody doing? This is going to be a super scuffed stream because everything is broken or in a box or something. I'm lucky I was able to get as much unpacked as I did. But yeah, anyways, I should put on a white robe and Saint Bray. Anyways, it's good to see you guys. It's good to be here. Today we're rebuilding a Womier 87, a TKL board. Came stock with MX Blues, and then it's going to be yeeted into Salmon tactiles, so that'll be nice. Yeah, I think the Bray mic is broken, and I can't figure out why. I think it has to do with the let's see. Oh no, this VST is working. Hold on, let me check the properties on this thing. Dude, I definitely want the phase 1. That is 100%. I'm just debating on color. They don't have a good color of the beige colorway, but the phase 1 looks so tasty. I'll pull it up if you haven't seen it. It's KBD fans group buy. It looks so good. I mean, come on, dude. They originally had this pictured when they were doing the EPBT less but better group buy. Oh my gosh, holy pop-ups. Can you go away? Okay. And I was like, what on earth is that board? And they never said, but it finally released or is in group buy, I suppose. So, oh my word. Yeah, they have this beige, and I don't know what that is. Like, I am a sucker for a beige board, but I think it's just this like slightly off white. I'm pointing with my finger like you can see. But I think it's the bottom one is like slightly off white, like kind of an eggshell. If that's what it is, I kind of want that one. But I don't know, man. They look so good. I want one of these so bad. That's a pretty hefty price to pay for a keyboard, but I mean, it's I don't know. I think it's worth it. Anyways, Lard, hey, what's up? Good to see you. You were doing some software development today. If you haven't seen, wait, are my commands working? I might have broken everything. Nope. Okay, check out Lard's channel if you ever want to watch someone actually doing engineering well. It's pretty cool stuff. He was writing some software. He had his own self-hosted app for like everything basically, but he had like to-do lists and things. So good to have you in the stream. Yeah. Also, it's funny, like you can maybe tell right now Oops. But there are lights on in the background to try to give me some color on the walls here, but it's just so white in this room right now. It's kind of bananas, but that's all right. All right. Yeah, anyways, this board is it's a real spicy nugget here. I definitely want to pick one up. So I also, I've never used a partial plate before, but this has an option for one, and I'm very interested in that. So I'm not really sure. Dude, for sure, Hannibal, let me know. I'm around to help with whatever works. This is the phase 1 gasket mount, 65%. But just really solid design language in my opinion. I think originally I was looking at the Boop back in the, this is maybe 6 months ago, which has a kind of a similar vibe to it, but I didn't end up pulling the trigger because it just wasn't quite, what I wanted out of a 65%. But this, I think I like a little bit better. It's a little bit more square. It's a little bit, it's got the lights and kind of some accent stuff. It's just, And also, I know that Grid was selling his less but better, so I was thinking about bothering him to maybe buy that from him. I'm not sure because I didn't end up picking that up. Also, let me ping my Discord. Returned from my this and am now streaming from the whitest room you can imagine. Great. I don't know how to spell hiatus. That's how you spell it. Great. Sean, how's it going? Good to see you. Anyways, that's not what we're doing today. We're not building this keyboard as much as I'd like to. I also am a bit frustrated with KBD fans in the way they say they'll usually be like, "Oh yeah, the group buy will run, and when it's over, we'll tell you when it's gonna ship." Like it's kind of hard to from Brevin. Oh no, I love it. Oh dear. Yeah, it's like it's frustrating to back a group buy that doesn't have an announced ship date. I mean, to be fair, the ones that are announced usually are missed, so it's not like you really know anyways. Frank, hey, how's it going? I can't get my Brad mic to work. Brad. Does it work? Can you hear that with the reverb? Brad. It usually works for me. Like I can usually hear the reverb, but apparently I'm missing out now on all the spicy breads, but that's okay. Also, Fatboy Chard and Sam Pack followed me while I was offline. That's pretty cool. Some high rollers up in here. I thought that was pretty neat. Anyways, all right. Let us move on with our lives and get started on this keyboard. So this is a 65%. Yeah, dude, Sam Pack. What a cool guy. Elvin shouted me out. Oh yeah, Elvin, you like this? I have ascended. This is not the... Dude, I need to get some curtains in here. We need the degenerate basement vibes again, because I have no way to block the light coming in here. I did order some blackout curtains, and those will be here Thursday, so... Anyways. Alright. Let's crack a cold one here. Oh, Sam did a Cara with mints? Good for him. We got a blood orange Soleil today. We'll be sipping on. Cracking that cold one. Guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for coming by the stream after I take a bunch of time off. That was nice of you. It was crazy too. I ended up having to move in with my parents, as I kind of thought I might, but only for a weekend. I was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday morning I closed on the house, and Monday night my friends showed up and helped me unload the trailer. And then, yeah, I'm here now. They can't kick me out. My notification, what did what's my going live message? I forgot what I put in my notification. I think it's something about the Brea basement. Okay. Here's the board in question. And here are the switches in question. So I think what we should do first is And I'm pretty sure the stabs are either in here or the box. Let's see. Oh yeah, we got stabs in here. Cool. So these are the stabs from last build. This is for a wonderful client, a repeat customer who I very much like working for, and I'm excited to be building this bad boy. So yeah, this is the WomierTKL with MX Blues as a default, and then I will be putting in Salmon tactiles. At least I think these are MX Blues. Kind of unmistakable sound profile. Having said that, let's do a little sound test-a-rooney. And oh, one casualty we did have in the move is I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it. I scuffed my melody, which is tragic. So you see that? Come on, son. It didn't deserve that. It was always a good keyboard. I still love it dearly, but that was kind of a bummer. While that is a tragedy, I also have plans for a new daily driver build that I'm very much excited about, so it's sad, but also that one can rest for a while. Woo! After I get this new daily driver built. That one I think will be, unless a client build sneaks in, probably be next stream. I'll be building my new well, I'm guessing it'll be my daily driver if it supplants my love for the melody. Let us pull up the Monketh typeth. Great. All right, everybody, prepare your ears. We're doing a sound test. I probably need to change my sound test mic. Bear with me. Okay, good. That worked. I'm sorry. This probably sounds atrocious. Okay, here we go. This is the Wormier 87 with MX Blues bone stock. Doing a quick typing test. Okay. So, room for improvement, to be sure. That was a loud board, my dude. If I still had neighbors, they might have called about that one. All right. That's MX Blues. Voodoo, what's up? Hello. How's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, this is a Wormier TKL with MX Blues, and they're plate mount stabs, and so we'll be upgrading those as well. So, yeah, first thing we got to do though before we actually deal with the board at all is lube them switches. One thing I do actually want to check. Let's do this real quick. I'm gonna pop two caps out and two switches out, because I don't know that I want to film these just because they're Salmon tactiles. I think Gateron makes them, and typically Gateron doesn't really need films. I know they fit films, but we'll figure it out. Also, they didn't get the AC on my house done. Dude, the amount of things that they didn't actually finish on my house by closing is insane. They don't have the yard in, like the sod's not down. The fence pickets aren't in. The garage door's not in, so I just have a big Tyvek sheet hanging in my garage instead of a door. They didn't have the AC working, and they didn't finish tiling the shower. So, you know, kind of living in a job site for the time being, and I'm also sweating my buns off right now because it's 85 degrees in Montana and I don't have AC. But I shouldn't be complaining because it's a lot hotter in a lot of other places in the world, and, you know. Anyways, also, a quick little shouty shout for the voodoo bear, the voodoo bear. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to lube and film one of these and lube and film the other one. Yeah, I can't imagine. I'm such a fair weather. Like, I love the cold. I just can't deal with the heat. Only 75 outside. See, that's like my max. When it gets above 75, I'm just miserable. 70 here. Nice. All right. So let's lube up these two real quick. All right, so we're gonna need this. We're gonna need this. Let's pick a film color too. I'm kind of running out of TX films. I need to put in an order for some more. We could just like alternate pink and purple. Are these salmons or are these Neapolitans? I think they're salmons. Yes, they are. Neapolitans have a bit browner of a base. I don't want to put anything weird in them, but maybe I'll alternate between these three colors because they actually match pretty well, like the clear, the pink, and the purple, if I film them. I guess I also have black ones, but okay. Look at the oil, the bag. I'm so discombobulated. It's been a minute since I've done anything keyboard related, but that's all right. Went to see my wife this weekend, which was nice. It'd been 3 weeks. Doggo's doing well. She's kind of adjusting to the new house. You know, it's kind of it was funny. Like the first night we were here, she just wanted to go home. When it's like, sorry, we can't really go home. Like, this is it now. Sorry, bud. But yeah, she's doing great. And yeah, went up to Spokane. Just about 6 hours, 6-hour drive. Saw my wife and ate some good food. Hung out a little bit. Went to an orchard and picked some apples. It was great. 10 out of 10 would recommend visiting your wife. All right. So now for science. Let's pop these two open, lube them, and film one. You know, my favorite apple, I haven't had enough like good apples to know because, you know, in Montana you have to get them shipped in, and I've eaten good apples in like New York and Washington that are really good. I would say right now Fuji. I love me a good Fuji or a good Honeycrisp. But there's all kinds of crazy varieties of apples nowadays that they're green apples. Green apples kind of sometimes, like a good green apple, yes, but they turn into styrofoam so quickly that I don't like to roll the dice on them. Or like, you know, the Golden Delicious. My mom used to always get us Golden Delicious apples when we were kids because it was her favorite apple, which is fine. But those things are like, they sit on the counter for a day and they're the like mushiest thing in the world. So I kind of avoid them. I like the tartest, like, I guess not the tartest, but tart apples that also are really crispy, you know? Like they're nice and crunchy. That's what I like. But they have like, my sister goes to Cornell and they have a like a huge apple science program up there, and they're always inventing new breeds of apples and stuff, which is kind of insane. So it's cool to go up there every once in a while and sort of check out what's going on. All right. I also need Nice snappy apple. Yeah, for sure. It's so refreshing. Like sometimes more even than drinking something. It's like, yeah, is it called a breed of apple or is it a variety? I guess it's probably a variety. You right. That is a weird turn of phrase, I suppose. Don't mind me. Also, in the move, I actually found a spring on the floor. It was one of the springs I dropped a couple streams ago. So I don't know if I should take a cent away from fillet or not, but what's my drop count? What do I owe him right now? $0.07. We can live with that. I don't know how many breeds of apples there are. If they have an AKC registered apple, if I can take it to an apple show. Should I really bother bag lubing 2 springs? Maybe what I should do is I should open up all the switches and then bag lube all the springs and then do my experiment then. So let's do that. All right. Let me grab a little container here. I have like claustrophobia right now. I feel like I have no desk space. Gotta move some stuff. Also, I had to change up my camera mount. So like I already was having problems where I wouldn't hold stuff out far enough in front of me for people to see it. It's gonna be even worse for the time being just because of the way I have my camera mounted. But bear with me. Oh, I didn't turn these on. Wait, do we even need them? I guess it kind of helps on the desk, but it makes me even whiter. And like, a white guy in a white room is just so much white. Like, look at me now. You can kind of see the colors, I guess. It's like I'm in that room in the Matrix where they get all the guns. Okay. No, don't do it. Also, I saw you saying earlier you're going to make me do a Franken switch barleycorn. That's pretty evil, my guy. So I'll drop all 100 springs. That's so then I'll owe you $1. Okay. The irony being you'll probably waste a lot more money on the switches that'll be unusable without springs than than the dollar would ever get you. Unless, of course, I picked all of them up and then dropped them all again, and then every single spring I have to pay you $5. That was the terms. Where are the rest of them? What the heck? I'm losing my mind here. Here they are. Camouflage. Camouflage. All right, let me move this real quick. Oh, hello. The doggo is just out of frame. Sorry, everybody. She's not tall enough. You can't see her. All right. Also, these springs are insane. They're so long and they're like multi-stage. I think they're progressive springs. That's what I have heard as well. We will find out. I have a board right now with ethereal pandas in it that I'm not loving. I've been trying to daily drive it at work, just because I try to cycle through all my boards at work. But I don't know. I like the Holy Panda board that I built better. I also like the sunflowers better than the ethereal pandas. So far it's still like, and I think I like the drop Holy Pandas better than the Franken switches I made, which is maybe because I built them a long time ago and I had no idea what I was doing, and I was using probably lube that was way too thick to make them, but still. Wow, both the pins are really stiff on these, which is kind of nice because usually the long pin is really wimpy and small. Also, I apologize for... I started stream really early today. I'm trying to speed run this a little bit because I have a friend coming over to help me install like 40 Z-Wave switches tonight. Wouldn't know how to make a Franken-switch Holy Panda. It's pretty easy. You just buy some Halos. You buy some Pandas. Yeah, open them up. You put the stems in the Halo stems in the Panda housings and... Whoops. Easy peasy, squeeze the lemon. It's done. Also, my flash command doesn't work because I kind of started over with my whole home automation system. So I need to fix that as well. I will potentially have that working by next stream, depending on when that is. Yeah, actually you can. You can use the linear, you can use the tactile housing. It doesn't really matter. Does this command work? Oh, it does. Oh, cool. Okay, so my server script, my homegrown chatbot is still running. It's just that I need my home automation server to listen to the MQTT messages it's sending out. But yeah, you can use any Panda housing. The problem is if you put the Panda stems, whether they're the linears or the tactiles, into the Halo housing, they're pretty terrible. Like, for a while there, I was like, oh, I'll keep these, you know, and I'll figure out what to do with the unholy pandas that are kind of made from the leftovers. But at a certain point, it was like, yeah, these are so terrible, I'm just never using them. So I just threw out the parts. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. But also, like, you can generally buy them from Drop, which is a little bit easier. Especially after they stopped doing that annoying factory lube that was really terrible. But I don't know. Drop kind of annoys me, so I don't always shop there. Just because I'm like, see if I can find them elsewhere. But also, like, I don't know. Bobas are pretty great. So I kind of haven't bought or made a Panda in a while just because I'm really digging Bobas. They're good tactiles. Factory lube on Drop Pandas are EU. Yeah. Yep. They used to sell them lubed and they were atrocious, and now they sell them dry. Yeah. Dude, you know what really smells weird? You ever used, I know you have filet, but if you've ever popped open a fresh pack of cream switches, oh my gosh, those smell terrible. Blueberries too. I think it's the housings that they use. You gotta like air them out in your garage or something. Like, you can't, that's just straight up not cool. Bro, I am straight up not having a good time. It smells like a shrimp died in that package. Like, come on, son. I love shellfish, but I am allergic to it. Not like the your face puffs up and you die kind of way, but in the you have a lot of gastrointestinal issues kind of way. So sometimes it'll be like, you know what? It's a 3-day weekend. I can spend 2 of those days on the can. I'm just going to eat a lobster tonight. Treat myself. And, you know, that's the best way to spend Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? When you use creams unlubed, they start smelling like fish again. Oh, really? Salmon. That's what I've heard. This is for a client, so if these are nice switches, I'm gonna be jealous, but yeah, we'll see. We will see. Kinetic Labs is growing on me a lot. Like, I really liked all the like water related, like the whale and octopus caps. I get what they're doing with the corn keycaps that just released, even though I'm not a huge fan of them. I respect it. I like the Husky switches a lot. and the seals. Although I think the seals come from Canon keys, maybe. I think I'm mixing some of them up, but anyways, I like what they're doing out there, is what I'm saying. They're trying to keep stuff in stock too, which is huge for this community. Like, I mean, like, for a newbie who wants a keyboard that's good, like a year ago, I would just be like, sorry, man, you're just going to have to get some trash OEM keycaps off Amazon or something. But now it's like, dude, you could get a set of polycapped whales that can go toe-to-toe with, like, honestly, a lot of GMK sets. Like, styling-wise, they look really good. Durability and color, they look really good. Like, it's kind of awesome, you know? What a time to be alive. And you can get switches like this that are in stock, too. And props to Kinetic. I should see if they'll sponsor me. I always say that, and then I never follow through. I never email anyone. All I do is pretend that I'm sponsored by Dino Keys, and that's about it. So I did get a text message. What is this about? What are you on about? This is my wife. Yes, I would love to. But I don't care a ton about it, just because, like, I just enjoy making keyboards and making keyboard content. Like, I don't really need, you know, sponsors or anything. But I think if I was like a big streamer with a big audience and I could give awareness to brands that I liked, that would be like the ideal situation. But I mean, like right now, I feel like 99% of people who watch my stream already know all the vendors, or at least the ones that I would be wanting to shout out. But who knows? Who knows if that's true or not? I don't know. I guess we're all in our own kind of little circles of what we know. But I would want like Prime KB. I really like them. I love Novel Keys, but like everybody knows about Novel Keys. Dino Keys and Kinetic Labs, I think, would be awesome. Also Divinity. They're pretty cool. Yeah, dude, I should email them and be like, hey, listen, I'll overlook the mint thing if you sponsor me. Let's just water under the bridge. Let's just move past it. We don't have to talk about it. Oh, got a Discord notif. What do we got? Oh, it's the... Oh, Halloween just got added to Keep Life. Dude, if you're not part of the Keep Life Discord, you totally should be. That's pretty awesome. Good for him. Good for his name's Ben, right? I'm pretty sure. He's a really rad dude. So, anyways, yeah, check out that Discord server. It's a really awesome place to find super cool content creators. I like all of them that are in there. I have tendered my application to become one of them. We'll see if that ever happens, but either way, even if it doesn't, I'm not mad about it. I just like hanging out there with all those cool people, and Ben absolutely deserves a spot there. He's an awesome streamer and does a great job. I also did apply like stupid early. Like, I had met the requirements necessary to be a member there for like one day. And then I just immediately filled out the Google form and was like, let me be one of the streamers. Yeah, Keep Life. Does that link work also? I think last time it wasn't, but I don't remember if it was actually not working or not. Anyways. It's a cool place for. Also, like Elvin does a good job of if you stream, he has tons of good resources on like streamer tips and stuff, and um, that's been really helpful for me, and just find clips of lots of cool keyboard streamers that maybe didn't even know about before. So, anyways, that's all. That's my spiel. Oh, hey, Hannibal. What's up? He's in the Discord now. Let's go. He is a handsome devil. We love him. He's a handsome Kiwi. I don't know if you saw, he shaved his head, and his brother did him dirty and put a little Kiwi sticker on his head. Pretty good photo. Kyle. New house, who dis? Yeah, dude. I moved in on Monday. A week ago. Finally closed on it Monday morning after having to live with my parents for the weekend and put everything I own in my real estate agent's trailer. But yeah, we did it. It's going well. Just got back from Spokane visiting Madison. It was great. Mrs. Bre, as my chat calls her. And yeah, it's been crazy, just trying to get moved in, get everything set up in a way that hopefully is pleasing. But yeah, get all the utilities figured out and everything. Austin's coming over tonight to help me install all my Z-Wave switches. We bought like 40 Z-Wave switches, which again, I'm salty about it. If I haven't raged about this on stream, I was like, so this place I'm in is a new construction, and we met with the builders before they even built the place a year ago. I signed a buy-sell October 16th of last year. And I was like, hey, can I just like give your electrician Z-Wave switches to install? Because I kind of hate to waste a bunch of dumb switches, and because I want every single light in the house to be a smart light. And they were like, no, we don't think the city will approve your house for occupancy if it has smart switches in it. And I was like, what are you talking about? That they work like normal switches even without Wi-Fi or Z-Wave or anything. And they just wouldn't do it. So I've only been in here a week, but I'm ripping every single light switch out, and kind of a bummer. So if you know anyone who needs like 40 white Decora switches and dimmers, let me know. Because they're nice. They're brand new. Barely used. It do be kind of dumb. I kind of understand though, because even though we had a signed buy-sell, like there were plenty of options for me to walk away from the contract at any point. So like if I had done a whole bunch of custom things to the house during the construction phase and then just said, hey, I don't want the house, and walked away from it, they'd have to figure out how to sell it with all the things that I did to it. But at the same time, it's like, bah, whatever. I wasn't going to walk away from it. Like even just the appreciation that it had in the year that it took them to build it was insane. Not a fresh white keycap set. Yeah, some white on black. Or black on white, I guess. But that's all right. They did do a couple things, like they wired in, they put blanks over the kitchen island, so I could hang pendant lights and, some other stuff that I had asked them to do, but meh. Yeah, I think so. I think it's also because the house model, like they had I actually thought about that. I thought it would be kind of cool to show you guys the house after all this time. But yeah, they basically just had two models of house that they would build. They had like a 1-story and a 2-story. And so I think that city had kind of pre-approved some of the layouts to save some time. So I think they were worried about diverging too far from those pre-approved homes. So I think, I don't know, that's kind of it. So I can find out where you live and put cherry browns in all your keyboards. No, that's the reason I've not done a house tour yet, is I don't want to dox myself. Maybe once I have curtains up so you can't see out the windows and see my street. Aren't these cute little switches? I like them. Okay, we are just about done cracking all these bad boys open. Kyle, how you been? I saw it was raining for you today, which is nice. It's been a little toasty and smoky, eh? But the janky gym lives on. Unperturbed even, despite the rain. Okay, we are going to dibble dab a little tribosis up in here and then some oil in there. Because this is the way. Alright, where'd the oil go? There it is. I'm sorry, Elvin, I broke the flash command when I moved. It do not be working right now. I know that's like half the reason some people are even here, and I apologize. I hate to disappoint. Aw, good to see her. Finally getting rain here. Went to Ben Smith Rock. Nice. Oh, dude, that's awesome. I saw they were touring again, and they were actually in Montana the other day. But I did not have time. Okay. Switches are shook. Shooketh even. And we are now going to lube 1 or 2 switches and film one of them. Switchfoot opening. Oh, dude. I do like Switchfoot. I just got their most recent album in on vinyl. Okay, so let's film one. It's like this purple film. It's funny that Switchfoot is opening for people, though, because like they were headliners for years. But times do be a changing. Okay, so we got one with a film, one without. Let me tweeze in some springs. Like I said, these springs are huge, and they're progressive, so they're 2-stage. Already lubed the bottom housings. All right, then we're gonna lube the stems, and then we're gonna lube the tops and pop them on there. You gotta be real careful to avoid the leg on a tactile switch to maintain maximum tactility. I know some people like to lube it to reduce tactility slightly and give more smoothness, but sounds good, Elvin. Oh, hey, you're working in the office now, eh? Good for you. Got to get you guys and Grayson and the crew to come to Smith next year. That'd be super fun. I would totally do that. Oregon is rad. What people are weird? Who's weird? Holy Moses, these things sit so high above the switch. Nice. Right on. Dude, I'm people who lube the legs of the tactile switch. Oh, agreed. I'm getting I pre-ordered a Ford Maverick, which is a hybrid truck that seems like it would be a sweet camping rig. It has a spot where you can put 2x6s in the bed to make a raised platform that I'm gonna put a tent on, and then I can put storage underneath, so I can just roam around in that thing. It has like a 50-mile range all electric before it switches over to gas, and it gets like 47 miles to the gallon. I'm pretty hyped about it. We'll see if it lives up to expectations or not, but I got the cactus gray color. We'll see how that turns out. It looks kind of similar to the like that brown type, like that mud looking color that Toyota does on their newer cars, and I really like that color, so we'll see how close that ends up being. I think it's a bit more muted than that, but there's a guy with in my neighborhood with like one of those brand new Tacomas in kind of that brown muddy colorway, and it looks so good. Every time I walk by that thing, I'm like, oh, I need one of those. I do too, and they were actually talking about there might be legislation to get the government tax credit increased from $7,500 to $12,000, meaning the base price is $8,000 for a truck. I mean, granted, it's not the most capable truck in terms of like towing and stuff, but like it's still a truck, and you can put stuff in it easily, and you know, you can put 4x8 sheets in it, no problem. And okay, so the filmed switch is on the right. So the K is filmed, the J is not filmed. I'm gonna let you guys listen to both. And also, like, I don't know that I would have bought a truck other than the Maverick. Will you be going down for the stupid expensive overlanding path? Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know. I was like, they had like a rock slider package and stuff for it, and I was like, I can't do this. Okay, let's listen to these two switches. So just to reiterate, J is unfilmed, K is filmed. I kind of think that unfilmed sounds better. It's got a little bit deeper of a sound to it. And the stem wobble is really not bad on these things. So I think we might go unfilmed on these guys, which will also save the client money, which is nice. Let me check the stem wobble real quick. There's a little bit of more stem wobble. And a little, well, that's not top housing wobble. That's just switch wobble because it's in a hot swap board. So yeah, I think these have good enough tolerances that we don't really need to film them. Do you want aftermarket stuff? My dad may be willing to do some work on it. Okay. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I actually don't even know if they're going to ship this year, unfortunately. I called the dealership on Friday, and they said, they were like, oh, no one's talked to you yet? And I was like, no. And they said, yeah, they've halted production. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, just call back in 2 weeks, and we'll see if we have an update for you. So, anyways, we'll find out. Madison's got a Honda Element, and we're just hoping that it makes it until Thanksgiving, and then potentially they said they still were planning to have them out in the fall, which, I mean, November is kind of pushing it in terms of what is the fall. But anyways, car market is wild, and especially on like a hybrid vehicle, you know, they probably need a lot of extra silicon that maybe you, I don't know. Actually, I have no idea. I shouldn't say things that I don't know anything about, but let's rescue this film. There you go, bud. All right. Let's put this guy back together. And we officially have 2 lubed switches. Yay! We did it. Guys, we did it. We're doing it. Whew. It's sweaty in here. It is getting a little darker out. You can start to finally see my lights. As we descend from heaven into the basement. Oops, let's we gotta have the logo oriented correctly. Are you kidding me? On this lovely Space Cables lube station. That's another company I would totally be down for a sponsor from, is Space Cables. Or Space Holdings, I guess. They do some cool collabs with content creators for desk mats and stuff. Sorry, Insty. In the move, I trashed my home automation system and the flash command is currently not operational. So I will try to have that up and running soon. Hybrid powertrain has more modules and controllers. Okay, yeah, that makes sense in my brain. But also at the same time, I was like, I know they have a lot of them in normal cars anyways, but you know, obviously. Thanks, Insty. I appreciate it. Yes, I'm very happy about it. It was kind of a wild ride, but we did it. I'm in now. Been in for a week, and yeah, it's been fun. How have you been? How's life? Oh yeah, I gotta use my Pokimane emotes before my gift sub expires. I will say, you know how I was clipped as saying, like, that my wife, if I told my wife I was a tier 3 Pokimane sub, which I'm not, but if I said that I was, she would just have no reaction, right? So I said, I told her, like last weekend, I was on the phone with her and I was like, Madison, I have a confession for you. I am a tier 3 Pokimane sub. And she goes, oh, that sounds fun. I want to be a Pokemon sub. And I was like, perfect. You could do that. I reserve the right to retell that story if Grid shows up in my chat. Yes, we'll get the dog a tier 3 Pokimane sub. We'll buy that founder's account for 60,000 or whatever. You know, that's actually something well, no, it's kind of dumb now to think about it. I was going to say, you know how Valve has like a marketplace for, like, you know, you can trade TF2 hats and stuff or whatever. Like, yeah, apparently that was a thing. Apparently somebody paid like an insane amount of money for a Twitch account that had a Pokimane Founders badge. But that's what I'm saying is like, I know that you couldn't do this and you shouldn't do this, but it's kind of funny that I was like, oh, maybe someday they'll have like a marketplace for badges, you know, like Steam does. But obviously, like, what is a badge anymore if you could just sell a, you know, a badge to someone's channel to anyone? Like, it's kind of meaningless. I don't really know. I had to stop and reread Seba's name just to make sure it wasn't actually Elsa Bay, and I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Also, I got my new turntable and record collection set up in the new house. That was like the first thing I did. I'm so happy about it. Have multiple TGRs, multiple OTD. What means Founders Patch. Lard, hey, how's it going? Thanks for the raid. Welcome, raiders. If you don't know me, my name's Nathan. I make keyboards like most people around here, and yeah, thanks for joining today. I'm currently working on a build. We are rebuilding a hot swappable pre-built with Salmon tactiles. That should be pretty cool. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the shout outs, Frank. Also, check out Frank's channel if you haven't. No one ever shouts out the shout outer, but anyways, yeah, I love Lard's content. It's like good, solid engineering stuff that like I don't see very much of on Twitch, you know? So I am a software developer myself, but I was like watching his stream today like, ooh, this man's a real software developer. Oh, Ozzy, what's up? Do I like tactiles as much as linears? You know, to be honest, I think I like tactiles more than linears. So those might be fighting words for some, but I am on team tactile. Here's the thing though, like you'll see me using way more tactiles than linears or way more linears than tactiles, because I think it's easier to have a solid linear switch than it is to have a solid tactile switch. Like there's only a handful of tactiles that I really love. There's like every JWK recolor under the sun is pretty good. They're all decent, you know? And like tactiles, when they're good, they're great, and when they're bad, they're awful. So oh my goodness, there's a shout out war going on. I'm linear gang, but tactiles are more interesting. Yeah, that's the thing, is like I guess yeah, because there's another action to it. It's like, ooh, I wonder what that one feels like, versus like linear switches only get so linear, you know? I mean, you could maybe do a magnetic levitation one that's like perfectly smooth because it doesn't touch anything or something. That might be kind of mind-blowing, I don't know. But like you could really innovate on a variations on a tactile bump. Thanks for the shout out, Ozzy. The best tactiles are clickies anyways, huh? No, are you talking about like box jades? Because I actually really like the tactility of the box switches. I think it's really nice. I just don't like the sound. Just here to help. Thank you. I appreciate it. How's your day going, Ozzy? Showing the mods how it's done. Let's go. Curious to try silent jades. I saw that too. I was like, what on earth is that? Like, the whole point of the jades was to be clicky, but that's why I'm like, ooh, that seems interesting. And I actually thought I saw someone, I think Nokibo was using, he was like lubing box jades today, and I thought he had the silent ones because his noise filter was so aggressive you couldn't hear the switch click. So I was like, oh, he's got the silent jades, and then he was talking while clicking it, and I could hear the click. And I was like, oh, never mind. He's just got a really aggressive mic filter. Silent stem with a click bar. Oh, wait. So it's still going to click. There just won't be any noise from the bottom out? Is that what it is? So it like isolates the click more from the rest of the switch noise, maybe? Interesting. So it won't be quiet. It'll just be more focused, I guess. Interesting. I guess I don't know how you would dampen a click bar effectively. Huh. Silent and click sounds like an oxymoron. That's true. Also, like, how are you going to market that? You know? I feel like the Venn diagram of the people who like silent switches and the people who like clicky switches doesn't even have a sliver of a crossover, you know? I guess they're kind of maybe a novelty, I suppose. And an audible click. They both like keyboards. That's true. I guess on a human level. Good point. Yeah, same. I will definitely, as soon as they go up for sale, I will order some and we'll get them in house and we'll try them out. We'll make some sort of abomination with them. I still maintain that if I ever get a key cult, I'm putting MX Blues in it and like unlubed, unclipped stabilizers and then putting a sound test on Reddit just to see what happens. But I also think it would be genius to make a keyboard that's like all silent alpacas with one box jade on like a random key. Just so that like it's just enough to drive you crazy. Maybe we could, yeah, I see you, Voodoo. Maybe put some rubber around it. Maybe we could try to make our own silent clicky switch. Like if we took heat shrink tubing or something. Probably not even the worst that's been done. You've seen Razor Green. What about that guy who lubed his switches with real butter? And yeah, it's not, Sean, I think E or A would be perfect, or N. Like spacebar, I think is too obvious, you know? You can't be doing that. But so that if they're in a nice typing cadence, it'll just be like every once in a while. Also, jumping from linear to jade tactility has to be quite drying. Yeah, that's true. Also, weight. The jades are actually pretty hefty. The navies are even worse. I didn't like the navies. I can't remember what they were, but they were like 70 or 80 gram. I think bottom out or something really huge. So if we did like a feather light linear and then just like a chunky box switch, that would be perfect. I know Glars's was trying to get a kilogram spring into a switch just for the memes, which would be amazing. My coworker is judging me right now for using Jordan 1s as work shoes. How dare they? I wear Jordan 1s to work all the time. I'm breaking in Hyperglides right now, and I don't know if they lose the stock spring. I don't know. I'm using Hyperglide Blacks in an Alice style board at work that I really like, but it did take a while to break them in. I do like the gold-plated springs a lot better though than like the kind of gross powdery stock springs. Well, yeah, I guess it depends on what you're doing, though. Like, if you're on a construction site where you should be wearing steel-toed boots and you're wearing Jordan 1s, maybe I'd judge you. But if you're working at an office... Come on, son. Dude, Ryan uses 300 gram springs on the Leaf. Yeah, I don't know that you could close a 1,000 gram switch. There is a so there's a keyboard from Board Source. It's like an ortholinear Kale low profile or Kale chalk low profile board that I have pre-ordered. It's been delayed until potentially December because the keycaps haven't come in. But the board itself and the switches are ready, and they're 25-gram Kale chalk low pro switches, which I've never tried to switch that light, but when they were advertising this board, they're like, yeah, you can get, when you were pre-ordering, you could pick any switch you wanted, but they were like, if you haven't tried these, 25-gram switches, it's worth a try just because you might be surprised that you like them. I'm guessing it'll feel like a laptop or something, but who knows? That's really light. Just like blow on it and it'll actuate. 1 kilogram springs. Yeah, dude. The climber board. With like granite keycaps. Get your fingies all used to the gritty texture. That way when we go back to Joshua Tree, we aren't surprised. Now we talking. We should make granite keycaps. Like, I'm not talking artisans, I'm talking full set. See, with yeah, that's true. If we could get some granite offcuts and we can you CNC granite? I kind of feel like you can't. Porcelain keycaps? That'd be kind of cool. There's something called Jesmonite, which is kind of like a concrete type of thing that there's actually a keyboard case in Group Buy right now. I think it was for like GMK Diner, and they had a Jesmonite. They were calling it concrete, but it was definitely Jesmonite like case for, I think it's like the DZ60 PCB or something, but kind of like the Balder, it was just like you just buy the case for the thing, but kind of an interesting concept. Getting the key mount might be too small. Yeah, you got to be pretty precise with those things. So maybe the play would just be to like hog out a little hole in there and then have some sort of alternative material inset that could make it a functional keycap. Okay, we've lubed the housings on all these guys. Now let's put the springs in. I did find my other tweezers. So congratulations to me. I'm really happy about it. Whoop. Clap. I should have a clap command. I don't have one. I actually don't even know if I've enabled that emote on Better TTV. There's like 4 that I have enabled, and I don't know what other ones I should add. Because you only get like 15 or whatever. Unless it's not a better TTV, I actually don't know. Could do the stem and a bit of mounting pad out of plastic and then adhere shell around it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or even like resin or something, just to make it a bit more artisanal, but that would also be maybe more brittle too, you know? Springs are so long, dude. It's crazy. Ah, voice crack. Excuse me. I've upset my dog. Hello. Super flattering angle, yes. It's funny, like, I've lived in a condo or an apartment for 10 years. And when we first got married, my wife was moving in from a house to a condo, and she would always walk really loudly. We were on the second floor, or, you know, kind of yell through the house to respond to questions, like normal human things, but that you can't do if you're an upstairs neighbor, or like run the washing machine at midnight or whatever. And I was always like, how can you be that way? How can you not be like understanding of the people below you, or like get that in your brain or whatever, you know? And now that I'm in a house and there's no, like, the houses to the left and right of me haven't even been finished, so there's nobody in them, so I can do whatever I want. I could like stomp on the floor at 3 a.m. and no one would give a crap. But yet I find myself, you know, walking real quietly through the house and always being really quiet and closing cabinet doors quietly. And I'm like, now I get it. Now I understand why it's so hard to totally change the way you've been living your life, you know, based on your living situation. It's kind of funny though. Finally use jade switches without my neighbors judging me. I do think it'll be funny when they move in, because their porch, like the back porch of my neighbors, kind of can see into the office window. And so whenever I do one of those speed capping sessions, people always flash my lights like crazy, and I can't imagine what they're gonna think when it's just like a rave in here while I'm trying to put keycaps on a keyboard. How much for a board plugged in? How much to buy it? I don't know, man. I just greatly reduced its resale value. How much did I pay for it? I want to say, let me check. I have these numbers. I can look this up. So all in, keycaps, switches, stabilizers, and board. This thing cost me, what is the it's the Melody, $340, or no, $495 with the keycaps, which were really expensive. So just a shade under 500. The board itself was $340. I don't think I'll sell it. I really like the Melody, and I also scratched the crap out of it when I moved, unfortunately. So I'll show you that real quick. We got a man down, unfortunately, but it's all right. Look at this nonsense. Wait, hold on, focus. I put it in a box with some other stuff, and I wrapped a desk mat around it, but it slid out of the desk mat, and then it got scratched. Crying shame, it is. But these things happen in life. Anyways. If I ever do decide to part with it, I will, I list all my stuff on Mech Market. So I will always share that Mech Market post in my Discord. So if you're wanting to snag stuff that you've seen on stream, or, you know, just see what I have for sale, I'll post it there, and I will definitely prioritize people who watch my stream. Because I'm not trying to make money on this stuff. Whenever I sell stuff, it's pretty much at cost or less, just to try to get it out of my hair. So, yeah, I will. I'll be sure to ping people if I do, and I think relatively soon I'll be listing some stuff that I'm running out of space. You know, every couple months I run out of space in my office and I sell off a whole bunch of keyboards and then I do it again. Whoop. Yeah, the Melody is a gorgeous, gorgeous keyboard. It was one of the KBD fans' designs that I really liked. That and the blade, which I have a forest green blade that I need to build that I think looks really nice. But I do have... Okay, I actually don't have anything listed right now. So I'll look for your stuff tomorrow. I don't know when I'll get that post up. Probably in the next couple weeks, but I'll ping the Discord when that is the case. Did you end up finding a 75% that you liked? I know you were in the market for potentially the Keychron or something. Oh, I see. Yeah, it might be gone from Twitch, but it's on my YouTube channel. I archive all the VODs on YouTube. Ah. Springs are so big. I figured I need to find a more geo shape than just layout. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I do like that bezel a lot. I also bought a Jelly 60. That it was kind of a translucent pink keyboard with a very similar kind of bezel and vibe, which was really fun. I built it with lavenders and I put the Polycaps octopus on it. It was a really fun kind of pink and purple build. I loved those themed builds. So I have 2 builds coming up that are more like premium boards that I found the perfect keycaps for and I'm really excited about. So I think I was talking about one of them earlier that might be a daily driver potentially. It has definitely that kind of energy. E-White in a cool shape. Yep. E-White is a little scary because it's easy to scuff, as I've demonstrated, but I just love it. It's totally worth it. It looks fantastic. And I love the Cat Arctic keycaps that I got on this thing. I think they're just a perfect match. Okay, great. We have all of these in. Next, we got to do the stems. This little fiber of a brush bristle on there. Gotta get that out of here. Ooh. We got a geek hack link. Let's check it. The Y65. Interesting. Oh, look at that side profile. My goodness. It kind of looks like the 5 degree from KBD fans, but I like it a lot better. So they're working on it right now. They have ordered the R2 prototypes. Okay. Interesting. So it looks like it'll probably be in group buy relatively soon. That is, ooh, that is gorgeous. This blocker on the left side here, or the fish blocker. And it does come in E-white, but wow, this dark blue is nice. My goodness. All right. Ah. Yeah, those are pretty trendy right now, you know? I think Gray Studio really has a lot to do with that. All right, I'm a bit concerned about these stems just kind of flying all over the place, so I might close these as I finish the stems, just because I think otherwise they'll be everywhere. Oh, these are nice. These are real nice. I might have another tactile switch to add to my list of ones I like to use. That's a weird way of saying that, but you know what I mean. There's a lot of tactile that don't like to use. Did you go after Dallas? After a Dallas. What is that? Let's look at this. Ooh. No, I did not. Interesting. Huh. Oh, wow. It's got a hole in the bottom. It's a TGR. Okay. Dude, it's expensive, but I guarantee you the resale value on this would be insane. Huh. Did you put in for this? It looks like it was oh, GMT +9. So it was today or yesterday? Dude, look at this thing. Oops. This thing. This little window down here? What the heck? That's crazy. Huh. Flaked, you should have. Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, you end up being like, I don't know if I want this. You just triple your money. You just have to tell your wife it's an investment. Technica? Work Technica? Let's look that up. On Instagram. Interesting. Let me show you guys what I'm seeing here. Kind of a chonky bezel, 75%. With a really nice side profile. Huh. Cool. Looks like he's doing another one that has a little display in it, maybe? Neat. Yeah, the kind of swooping curve, for sure. That's really cool. Oop. Get on there, you turkey. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, yeah, because it's like, not only do I not want to spend a lot of money, I also don't want to be a flipper, which is the best way to justify to yourself that it's worth spending that much money. To just be like, oh, I could just flip this. So, I don't know. I've never paid over $500 for a keyboard kit. I have keyboards that cost more than that total with the switches and caps, but never over that for the kit. It'd be hard to convince myself to do that. It's fine to charge market rate if you at least open the boards, build it, and decide you don't like it. Totally. And that's usually what I do. Is I'll just be like, yeah, unbuilt or built and desoldered. And if it's been built and desoldered, I'll charge below market rate, because it's like, you know, it's not always fun getting a desoldered board if they didn't do a great job of cleaning it up, which I try to do, but the burr gun definitely helps with that, doing a nice clean desolder job. And if it's an unlimited group buy, I have zero guilt about it, because it's like anyone could have got one at the time. It's more that if it's like a limited group buy and a raffle kind of thing. But so yeah, context there is important. All right, I might do a bigger batch this time. I'm worried about them all flying off the springs because they're so long when I snap the housing down, but I can try to be careful. Kind of trying to speed this up a little bit. We've gone like an hour and a half with no Appa sightings. What the heck? What's going on here? How can you have the Brea basement without its founding member? Also, at some point, my friend will be showing up with some switches. He's probably just going to mill around and pop outlet plates and switch plates off in the background, but I may BRB when he shows up. Just for a minute. Just for a moment. Okay, that's 4. Let's try that. See how it goes. Oop. Gotta be real careful here. Nice. What's my Discord ping? What is it? It's a streamer. Streamer going live. Nice. Okay. We've got like 8 switches done. We're on PB pace right here. Potentially world record pace. At least somewhere between world record and Disastertron pace. Which is the entire gamut of switch lubing speeds, I suppose. So that's impossible to not be right. Almost done with our first row, which is the short row because it's got the logo in it. But don't take away from my accomplishments. Also, it's finally no longer the whitest of the white in here. It's kind of nice. And, you know, this is Montana, so by the time we hit the middle of a winter, it'll be dark by like 4:30, so this will never be a concern then. We're not in Brevin anymore. No, we're descending from Brevin into the Bre basement. Toto, we're not in Brevin anymore. I love the original Wizard of Oz. It's one of the best. It's such a great movie. Like, whenever people ask that question, like, if you could go to any point in history, where would you go? And, you know, there's all the noble answers, like go prevent some sort of tragedy or atrocity or something. But I want to go back to the first time they premiered Wizard of Oz in a theater and watch people's minds fall out the back of their heads when it changes from black and white to color. Because most people had never seen color before, like color TV. So it was kind of a monumental thing in film history. It'd be awesome to see. Oh, I sent my impressions. I got impressions of my ears done for custom in-ear monitors. My friend's on his way. He's actually a mod on the channel. So he can interrupt if he wants to. But yeah, no, I went to an audiologist, and they were pretty cool. The in-ear company 64 Audio is who I went with to make my customs, out of Washington. sent instructions to me on to like give to the audiologist of like, here's what you need for your impressions. And so she was really good. She did 2 sets because she thought the first one wasn't quite good enough, so she did another one. And then they actually want you to send them photos of the impressions before you mail them to them, just so they can kind of confirm that they're good impressions and they're, you know, deep enough, or, you know, have all the coverage you need. So I mailed them this morning, and I think in 4 weeks I should have my own pair of 64 audio U12Ts, or A12Ts, I think, because they're the custom ones. So that'll be nice, because I play drums every week at my church with in-ears, but they're like just universal in-ears, and so they are kind of uncomfortable, because I wanted ones that were a really tight fit so that it kind of dampened all the noise around me. But yeah, I agree. A 4-week turnaround, which we'll see if that's actually what it is. That's just what they said on their website. But 4-week turnaround is actually pretty good for, you know, a made-to-order thing in 2021, especially in electronic. And they have, I ordered mine with like a black resin with a walnut outer shell. So I don't know if that'll make it take extra time, because the walnut was kind of a premium option. But anyways, I am psyched about it. I've never had custom in-ears before, even though I've been playing drums for like 12 years. So this will be a nice little thing. Wait, it's been longer than that. Yeah, it's like 14 years that I've been playing the drums. Oh my gosh. It's been a minute. Which I haven't even... My drums are actually at my wife's grandma's house right now. A lot of the really fragile stuff, like my guitars and drums, I put in her garage because I didn't want them on a trailer or a truck. So I still need to go pick those up. But I kind of wanted everything to be settled a little bit in the house, so I didn't accidentally smash it when I was setting something up. But they're just going to go back in that corner right over there. I don't know where I'm going to put the guitars, though, because I actually don't have as much wall space in this office. This office is actually a little bit smaller than my old office. So I don't really know where I'm going to put them, but we'll find a way. Life finds a way. And if they have to stay in their cases, that's okay, too. Keeps the dust off them anyhow. Demi, hello. How are you? Thanks for hopping in the stream today. Appreciate you being here. Chill vibes today, just rebuilding a pre-build with some Salmon tactiles, which actually kind of I'm really digging. Just from the A/B test we did with the films, and then just the brief amount of messing around I've done as I'm closing them up. Long day peopling. Oh, sure. Yes. I've actually never worked a retail job. Technically. I think the closest I got was I've worked people jobs, but not retail jobs. I was a swim instructor for years. That's a very people job. And I worked at a mattress fabrication company. And I did home deliveries all the time, so I met people a lot through that. But I also worked at this really sketch place for like a family friend that it was just this lady who would drive around town, and we would pick up all those. I don't know, maybe this is a college town thing, maybe it's a universal thing. I feel like it's probably more universal than not, but you know how like in the spring people are getting rid of all their furniture and stuff, and you'll just see mattresses and couches and stuff on the sidewalk with like a piece of paper that just says free. which is really someone's way of being like, I'm going to give everyone else the responsibility of throwing away this garbage. And I mean, occasionally it's nice, but it's usually not. And so we would just drive around in an old truck, picking up mattresses from the side of the road, spraying them with Febreze, stuffing them in a storage locker, and then listing them on Facebook, and then people would come buy them. And they were so gross. And they were packed in these storage units, you know, just like normal rentable storage units. And then people would buy one that's in the back. So I'd have to slide between these filthy mattresses to grab one in the back and pull it out. It was so disgusting. I'm so glad I don't do that anymore. Anyways, I've had a lot of really weird jobs. But of all those jobs, I still think retail sounds brutal. Just the amount of annoying customers to deal with and unreasonable requests and things that even just like as a casual lay person that I see going on in checkout in front of me, I'm like, God bless these retail workers. I would have ruined that person's day. Thanks for the venom. Hello. I am doing well, thank you. How about you? Hope you're doing well as well. Had a good day at work. Just saw my wife over the weekend for the first time in 3 weeks. Went down to visit her in school, which was good. So yeah, it's been good. Appreciate you stopping by the stream. Try to make Mondays a little better. I actually don't mind them too bad. Depending on how much I have going on, sometimes it's like, I'm ready for work. Doing well too. Good, good. I don't know. I think that's a sign that you have a good job that you like, is that sometimes you'll be like, all right, I'm rested. I'm ready to go. Have at thee, Monday. Bring it on. This weekend, though, was, you know, since I was out of town, it felt a wee bit rushed, I will say, but it was good. Guys, I know everyone is talking about this, okay? So there's no way to avoid it. But I still want to address it and just poll the chat and see how we're feeling. How are we feeling about the casting of the Mario movie? You know, how's that sitting with you? Do you care? Are you outraged? Are you indifferent? Are you bewildered? Are you somewhere in between like I am? I think it's funny. I thought that the best part of that whole Nintendo Direct was the guy going, and we cast Chris Pratt as Mario. He's really cool. No, I didn't, Ozzy. I completely was blindsided by the fact that there even was a Mario movie until they go, yeah, now we're announcing the castings for this movie. And I was like, excuse me, this what? And I feel like I usually know about films fairly early on. Like I try to follow this kind of stuff, so I was really surprised. I will say I don't have a huge emotional attachment to this IP because I never actually owned a Nintendo console until the Switch. So I'm kind of retroactively experiencing a lot of these things. Like I'm playing through Super Mario Galaxy right now, which is fun, and Sunshine. And I'm playing through Luigi's Mansion. So a lot of these are super fun, but I'm like, I didn't grow up with these characters. So no idea what the drama talk is about. I just heard there were being things about the cast. Yeah, it's like it's this massive, you know, ensemble cast of voice actors which was kind of insane. But like, when you think Italian plumber that has an iconic voice already, you don't really think Chris Pratt. So I'm not really sure like how much I care, but I guess it just seems weird. I thought it was kind of weird. But Anya Taylor-Joy was cast as Peach, and I think she's amazing. Oh, we got another Haas coming up in here. We should maybe ban that guy. Get out of here. But anyways, it was just kind of some choices that definitely seemed like they were mostly trying to just cast some big enough names that there would be some star power to promote the movie, I guess, you know, like, oh, Jack Black's going to be in it, which is real. Keegan-Michael Key is going to be in it. Chris Pratt is going to be in it. Anya Taylor-Joy. I'm not sure how you pronounce her name fully. She's phenomenal too. I'm a huge fan. I saw her in The Queen's Gambit and Thoroughbreds, and I think she's really good. And Split, actually. I really liked all three of those. So, Last Night in Soho looks awesome because I love... It's directed by Edgar Wright, who did Baby Driver, which was one of my favorite movies of the last few years. And it looks really weird and creepy, and that's kind of her jam, you know? She's really good at horror films or thrillers or whatever. So, I definitely want to check that one out. I know so little about actors and actresses that don't have much stock. Yeah. To be honest, like, who is actually even gonna, like, are you guys gonna go see the Mario movie? Because I don't even know if I will. Like I said, I'm like not invested in that property at all. Like, I don't really care. I'll watch the trailer so that I can hear what Chris Pratt is doing to try to sound like Mario. But other than that, I'm like kind of, I got other things going on. You know? And I think what would be worse than going to see it as someone who doesn't really care would be going to see it with people who really care. Because, like, I don't think there's any way that a diehard Mario fan is going to like that movie. Like, they're going to find something to be upset about it, you know? Just because they'll have done some weird thing or whatever. But given how involved Nintendo is, I'm curious. I mean, it might at some random point in the background if I hear it's good. Same position. Yeah, for sure. Not a lot of skin in the game, if you will. I do really want to go see the new James Bond movie. That's one that I had already bought tickets for it because they went on pre-sale before the pandemic. And then I got an email from Fandango that was like, "Psych! We yoinked them!" And I was really mad about it. That was back when we were all young and dumb and were like, what is this beer virus? And making silly jokes on the internet that we would later regret making. When we were young and foolish. Kyle, that's what we should do, is we should go see it as people who aren't really too concerned about it. That's like the ultimate objective viewer. I'm familiar-ish with the source material, but I really don't care. And then we will review it. And further outrage the public with our mediocre review. That's probably the most polarizing review something like that could get, would be a meh review, because then some people would want it to be, they would want a 0%. Some people would want 100%. That's actually, though, whenever you go on Rotten Tomatoes and you see a movie at 50%, or no, not 50%. What I like whenever I see a movie on Rotten Tomatoes that has like 100% critic score and like 10% audience score, I'm always like, ooh, this may not be good, but it's going to be interesting. You know, like, you have my attention. If the public hates it, I might enjoy it, or I might, you know, find something interesting about it that I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example of a movie like that, but nothing's coming to me at the moment. My in-laws have notoriously bad taste in movies, and they don't care. They know it. But they've kind of cried wolf a few too many times with me, where they'll be like, this movie's amazing, go watch it. And then I'll watch it and I'll be like, that was terrible. And then they'll sometimes actually recommend good movies that I just dismiss immediately because they recommended it. What was it, 1917? They really highly recommended, and I was like, okay, well then it's got to be terrible. And then I watched it and I was like, this is a masterpiece. Like, wow. Maybe they just like everything. Because I'm trying to think if there was a... Oh, yeah. They didn't like No Country for Old Men, which is one of my top 3 films of all time. So, how dare they, first of all, have an opinion different from me? That's illegal. You can't do that. They're wrong. No, it's good. They're fun. They just like... I appreciate about them that they are so, like, easily pleased. Not in, like, a bad way. But, like, they'll just go to a Redbox and they'll get something out of it and they'll watch it and be like, that was fun. Or, like, they love Hamilton and they've seen it probably, like, 50 times. Like, legitimately. They just always have it on in the background. And so that, like, I still haven't seen Hamilton to this day because I just can't watch it while someone in the room is singing along to it. I can't do that. So I've never made it through more than like the first 10 minutes with them before I'm like, I can't. But bless them, they love it. And so trying to get them Hamilton tickets for their birthday, because I think they would just straight up die if I managed to pull that off. Or for their anniversary, I mean. That would be pretty cool. All right. We are a little over halfway done with the first batch of switches, or pretty close to halfway. Oop, my dog be boofing. I think my friend is here. Used to be like that, but now I'm all old and cynical about things, and I actually pay attention to movies now. Yeah, there's a lot of annoying movies out there that I will be right back. Is it this? Let us finish this. Kyle, what's your go-to movie type? I'm guessing you probably are like a fan of like Meru or movies like that. I know you've talked to me about how good those are, but what are we praying for? Some rain. Put these fires out, get the smoke away. Bree! What? What's going on? I said let's finish. Oh, I think I trailed off there. I was gonna say let's finish with these switches. Let's finish lubing these guys and then get this board back together. I'm sorry, I ruined the joke. I made you explain the joke, which made the joke less funny, and I apologize for that. I did you dirty there. Yeah, that's fair. I'm starting to get into like thriller horror a little bit, you know, especially like old school horror, where it wasn't super gory. I'm a fan of. Oh, I see. I do like the Halo anthem, but it's oh, I see. It's the Halo anthem, but with bruh. That is genius, and I should do that. I need to find someone who can sing. Also, I just realized I haven't been wearing. I have these blue light glasses that help a ton, and I haven't been wearing them. I was like, why is my head starting to hurt? That's why. All right. These are really dirty, though. I should clean them. I've never heard it called the Halo Anthem before, but that's a great description of it. Hardcore gore gets me just sick of it. Yeah. I also hate jump scares. Because I feel like they're usually not earned. They're usually just like, this is supposed to be a scary movie, so let me startle the audience real quick. And I think that's really cheap. So. All right. I think it's also like the way that a movie portrays gore and violence has a huge impact on the way I see it. Like, if it's gratuitous and attempting to like stylize it or something, I usually don't like it. But like, there's a movie called Green Room, and another movie called Blue Ruin that are pretty violent, but I really like them. Or even No Country for Old Men. That one's pretty violent too. But just the way that they present it is very matter of fact and like, yep, this is how it happens. You know, they're not like, check this out, we're being so weird and gross and edgy. It's just like, yup, this guy got shot and that's what it looks like. Or, you know, and that's exactly what I would do in that situation. Well, I just hit my own desk. We got a YouTube link. Could you guys hear that? If you couldn't, you definitely need to click on the link because that was gold. That was so funny. Oh, dang. Okay. I got to fix that too. I think all my audio sources got yoinked. So click that link, watch that YouTube video. That's perfect. That's true, I could. Yeah, no, that's why I like Saving Private Ryan is that way where it's like kind of hard to watch, but it's like kind of makes you appreciate how bad it really was. 1917 was pretty. It wasn't like the most violent, but it had some kind of parts like with barbed wire and stuff, and you're like, yeah, that really happened. Barbed wire sucks, man. It was super solid. I agree. I should see if I can make a Brave version of that with. I would definitely have that as like a trigger fire link so people could type like exclamation point. I don't know what it would be. I'd come up with something. All right, let's pop these lids on real quick. Almost done with our first, I guess I almost called it a page, but our first group of lube station switches, and then I have a handful left. I think there's 90 here, which makes sense because there's 87 switches in a TKL board, which is what we're rebuilding. Then we got to do 2, 3, 4, 5 stabilizers, and then we're done. Cool. There it is, my little picker. Okay. I'm very excited to have Z-Wave switches again because I was very used to just telling my Google Home that I was going to sleep and then all of my lights would shut off. But now I have to wander around my house shutting things off or turning on porch lights. And that's just not the lifestyle I'm used to. I can't handle it. How do people do that? I also have my electronic deadbolt came in today. That was another thing that was annoying me, having to use a key on the deadbolt. Again. What? That's not how I get down. Oh, I got a quick set. I'll post a link in the chat, actually, because I wanted a Z-Wave one, too. I didn't just want the key code, so hold on. Let me switch to this screen so you can't see me type in my password. Orders, this guy, this guy. Here we go. Okay, let us continue. It's also, I really wanted it to match the design language of my door handle. There were other options that I found for like smart deadbolts that were Wi-Fi that looked pretty good, but I just do everything Z-Wave anyways, and the fewer devices I can have advertising or trying to connect to in my SSID, the better. So, but it kind of matches the kind of boxy black style, matches the door handle that's already on my door, so. They offered to put a smart deadbolt on there, but I did not want it because who knows what brand they would have used. They were also not supposed to put a Ring doorbell on because I use Arlo, and they did anyways, so I ripped it off and I put my Arlo on, and now I have a free Ring doorbell that I can sell or give away or something. Z-Wave is nice, and it's also a self-repairing network that every device is a repeater. So as long as you have a continuous chain of devices that can talk to each other from your receiver to, the furthest node in your house, they all can talk through a mesh. And that's really helpful because you can have limitless coverage effectively from a single connection point. And then it works really well with Home Assistant, which is my home automation software package of choice. So yeah, definitely like it. It's also very quick to respond. A lot of like Wi-Fi based smart devices have their own cloud service. So Home Assistant would have to reach out to a third-party service and make a call, which then comes back to the house. And that takes a little bit of time, but Z-Wave, it's just immediate. So yeah, that's my reasoning. But that also means that like SmartThings works because I think that's Z-Wave. There's kind of a fight between Z-Wave and Zigbee, and Amazon, interestingly, went all in on Zigbee. They added it to their Alexa devices. Apologies if I just woke up someone's Amazon Echo. Did you know that Google has a thing with the Google Homes where it actually might be Amazon, where when they're playing ads on TV, they have this really specific audio frequency that I don't know is audible to human ears that they play whenever they say the wake phrase. And when the device hears the wake phrase, but it also hears that frequency, it will ignore it. So that's how they can prevent them from all waking up during Amazon commercials, which is pretty interesting. I think it's Amazon. It might be Google, but I'm pretty sure it's Amazon. You can get a USB Z-Wave stick for like $50, then pair all your devices to that, and then plug that into anything, and it will have access to all of your devices in your network, and you can send commands to them and do whatever you like. All right. Yeah, it was really convenient. I had a Z-Wave plug on my 3D printer, so I could remotely turn it on and off. And then I had Octoprint running on a Raspberry Pi connected to it, so I could remotely turn on the printer, check the camera to make sure the bed was clear, and then send it a print job and have it printed out. And if something goes wrong, I can just kill the whole power supply. Because sometimes the Pi would lock up and it wouldn't let me stop the job from Octoprint. So I could just nuke the power on the whole thing, and worked really well. So got to get that set up again, but I think the printer's going to live in the garage this time. Because it was loud and smelly. Alright, we're going to try to speedrun this last set of switches. Because I don't want my boy Austin to have to do all the work here on my switches. Or, yeah, my light switches. It felt weird to say because I'm lubing switches, but he's doing light switches. One thing I will say is I've noticed on a lot of these Salmon tactiles, the rail holders, like the slides that the rails and the stems fit in on the bottom housing, have a little bit of like plastic flash on them, like mold rash kind of from where they were injection molded. It comes off when you lube it, but that is just something interesting to note. Doesn't seem to really affect the sound or feel of the switch at all, but yeah, it is present. Okay, bottom housing's done. Time for the springs. Ah, where's the other tweezies? There we go. Get out. Come on, Schmitty, let go. Schmitty, Warben, Jaegerman, Jensen. Ah. He was number one. I have not dropped anything this stream, which I'm very happy about. Keeping my balance low of things that I owe fillet. It's always time, but I just got the last spring installed, so can always drop something else. It is interesting how Crytox really does kind of destroy brushes. If you take good care of a brush, it will be good for a long time, but if you put Crytox on it, it doesn't really matter what you do. It kind of ruins the bristles sooner than I'd like, but they're not that expensive. In fact, Divinity sells this particular brush, which I really like. Oh, got a sudden onset nose itch. Was incapacitating. I barely survived. Also, I think I have some massive... Yes, I do. These are very smudged glasses. Ooh! Okay, can we get a ruling? I think we went over this last time. Does a thigh catch count as a drop? I think last time we ruled it a yes, it is a drop. Even though I caught it. Even though these thick thighs save lives, I think we still dropped something. It's off the desk. True. This man speaks the truth. It is off the desk. Okay. Out of hands. Okay, it's unanimous. That's 8 cents. Let me open the window real quick. It's getting toasty in here. Gonna go broke 1 penny at a time. I still don't know why the initial command when I do drop plus says 2 different numbers. Right? Because it says Nathan just dropped something. He has now dropped 8 things. He now owes Filet 7 cents. Which is weird because it's wrong and it's always 1 off. So I need to figure out what's going on there. But whatever. Is it that big of a deal? Nah. I say no. Okay. Last few. Then we gotta lube the stabs. Then we gotta assemble it. But they are plate mount stabs on a board without a top layer, so they'll just come right out. Have I told you guys the horror story of the shower tile in the master bathroom of this house? Probably not, because I think these events are a bit more recent than I've been online. So, one of the things that was not complete when I closed on the house was the shower. What they were saying was that they just needed to finish tiling the shower real quick, and then they'd install there's a glass wall in the shower that they needed to install. And that was, I signed a holdback form for the glass wall, but not for the tiling because it was supposed to be done by the time I moved in. But the tiling guy had originally installed, there's this stuff called Schluter. It's kind of like a trim that you put next, like alongside tile. And it's supposed to be matte black, but he had installed like oil rubbed bronze, which looks black in most of the time, but if the sun's shining right on it, it looks bronze. And so the foreman noticed this, and he told the tiling guy, hey, this isn't the right Schluter, you need to rip it out. So he did, but he ended up breaking a bunch of tiles when he ripped out the Schluter. So then he was kind of behind because he didn't have any spare tiles because they hadn't ordered enough. So he had to order more tiles, wait for those to come in, and then install them. In the meantime, I ended up closing on the house, and so my father-in-law, who is a professional tiler, was looking at the shower, and he was like, boy, the rubber, waterproof pan in the bottom of the shower, he broke a bunch of the tiles while he was ripping out the Schluter. So my father-in-law is looking at the rubberized pan that goes in the bottom of the shower, and he's like, there's a hole in this that's gonna leak. He was looking at the walls, which weren't treated at all for waterproofness. He was just gonna put tiles up and grout over top, which apparently grout isn't waterproof. It's water resistant, but it'll eventually drip through the grout and then into the basement or the crawl space. It's a single level home, but so anyways, he was really upset about it and was like, this is not right. And so then the tiling guy shows up one day, and he's like, hey, I'm just letting you know the tile came in, and I'll be working on it tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And I said, this isn't really waterproof. There's a hole here. And he's like, yeah, I'll just chuck a bunch of grout in there. And I was like, okay. I've been specifically told that doesn't work, but okay. And then the next day, my father-in-law had talked to the manager of the tiling company because he knew him personally, and was like, hey, do you want to go just check on this property and, see what you think about the tile in the shower? And he was like, yeah, I'll go do that. He was livid. He was like, we're going to have to tear this whole thing out. We're probably going to have to fire this guy who was doing the tile work. And then he ended up subcontracting my father-in-law to redo all of it for me. So he's going to come in, rip all the tile out, and then put in the new stuff, which is great because my father-in-law is a really good tiler. But yeah, the word is Schluter, which is like this metallic trim that you put along the edges of tile. Apparently, I don't really know anything about it, but that's what he said. So anyways, that's the word. So it's going to be probably a month or two before my master bathroom shower is done, which is fine because I have one of those like fiberglass install ones in the second bathroom. So I have a shower, ain't no problem. But I'm really thankful that my father-in-law is doing that work because I trust him. I can just give him a guest key. I don't have to worry about somebody I don't know coming into my house during the day to work on the shower. It's like, it ended up working out really well because I also got an opportunity to change the tile because I didn't really love all the shower tile, but when we were picking out the interior package for the house, they kind of just had 5 options, and that it was like comprehensive. So it was like flooring, wall color, cabinet color, and all that. You just sort of pick an option. And so the only thing about the option we didn't like was the shower tile, so we get to do something else. So basically, I got from the story is the need to hire your father-in-law. Yes, you do. Although he's incredibly busy, so it's hard to book him for things. But yes, you do need to hire him. He did some tiling work at my condo that I renovated. Did a really good job with it. And yeah, he does a lot of tiling work for like the luxury homes that celebrities live in, kind of right outside of Bozeman, where I live in Montana. So fortunate thing with construction is that in the valley, things are pretty fast and loose. Yeah, that's the problem, is like they just kind of do whatever. So I did hire a building inspector to come check the house to make sure everything was okay. And everything else he was either okay with or made the builders fix. So at least I feel good about that. But the shower itself, the inspector was like, what is this? But yeah, it's kind of bananas in the valley right now. It's, you know, everything's delayed, everything's everyone wants everything to happen right now, and it's not going to. So yeah, I was definitely getting frustrated with the building group because they were supposed to have this house done in May, but it's like I kind of understand too. Like I think they were managing the situation pretty poorly, but it's like, a lot of it was out of your hands. This thing that bothers me about people who assess things, there's no way to know if they're doing it right or not if you don't have the domain knowledge. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's what was worrying me was like, well, how do I know if any of this is good? You know? Like the foreman of the job site, how does he know? He was okay with what they were doing in the shower, but then we brought in the actual manager from the tiling company and he was like, no, this is not acceptable. So definitely got lucky on that one because I was thinking about it. If he hadn't messed up and put in the wrong color Schluter, he would have just buttoned it up, you know, put the tiles on, put the grout on. No one would have been the wiser. And then like a year from now, when my house is out of warranty, inevitably, it would have started leaking into my crawl space, and I would have just been like, oh, well, that's on me to fix now, and I would have had to pay out of pocket to fix the whole shower, so. Definitely glad he put the wrong color in, I guess, at the end of the day. Yeah, because I can wait forever. I don't need 2 showers. I'm one dude, and my wife's not living here, you know, so I'm good. I got plenty of time for it to be done right, which is definitely a luxury. I'm glad that it's that way. Nice thing about building inspectors is they have no skin in the building getting done. They don't care about it deadlines. Yeah, that's true. While annoying, they're usually better than anyone at doing the construction. Yeah, no, totally agree. And the guy I met was super nice. He was like an old guy with a big white beard, and he was wearing like cargo shorts, and he looked like he was from Jurassic Park, and he was up on the roof checking things. Super nice guy. Fun to pick his brain about stuff. And the other funny thing was so we called the building folks who were putting the house together, and we're like, hey, can we schedule the inspection for today? Because the one thing that the inspector said was like, I really need the gas furnace to be hooked up so I can check that. And they were like, yep, gas is hooked up. Good to go. Send in your inspector. So we sent him in. He came in and the gas was not hooked up. The furnace wasn't hooked up. But like 15 minutes before he was about to leave and, you know, just be like, well, this inspection was kind of a wash or a bust. Somebody came in and hooked up the gas, and so he was able to test the furnace, but it was like the most last minute thing in the world, and we were like, man, we got lucky on that one. Otherwise it wouldn't have happened. And after all the kind of shenanigans with the builders doing stuff wrong, the bank wanted an inspection too, just to make sure that I wasn't buying a lemon, or they weren't giving me a loan on a lemon. Okay, last switch. Next step will be stabilizer tuning. So let's get the stabs out, shall we? Okay. So I think I'm gonna try to keep most of the keycaps and switches in, just to save myself some time. But we will take these guys out. There we go. And let's grab the stabilizers out. We're gonna have to pop the switches too. So otherwise the wires don't come out. Also, Kyle, did I tell you that I got my hands on Ardbeg Scorch while I was in Spokane? It was the committee release for 2021. Like a super smoky, I think it's like bourbon finish or something. I need to look it up again, but Ethan and I are splitting it. Yeah, dude, when are you in town next? You definitely need to come try it. Okay. That's all the stabs. Stabs. All right, so let's evaluate what we have here, because ideally, winter during ski season, nice. Right on. Definitely hit me up. So this is going to be the wrong spacebar. So I think there's only... two, three of these. 1, 2, 3 of these. And is there a missing piece? Odd. Either way, there's only 3 that we could use if we wanted to. No, there's not. Okay. So basically we have 3 or 4 2-use stabilizers, but we can only use 3 of them. So this is going back. That's going back. That's going back. And these 2 are going back. And these 3 are going back. Okay. That's fine. I'm free. Just hit me up. We'll chill. I might have my whiskey wall done by then. I'm putting a big whiskey wall in this closet behind me. So that'll be nice. All right. Due to the fact that these are not the same, let me figure out. These are actually nice stabilizers. I think these are Durox stabilizers that come in it by default. Cool. Well, we're going to grab our Krytox syringe. We're going to loop these bad boys. Appa, hello. How are you? Flash doesn't work. And bread never worked. So, sorry about that. How's it going? If it isn't the 600 follower Andy out here in the wild. Bless. Nice. Right on, Kyle. Yeah, just let your boy know. How's your day, Appa? Did you get dinner? Or is that TBD? Frank was in here earlier, and Elvin is driving to work at the moment, or on his way to work. I don't know if he drives. Mr. Kiwi. Okay, my dude. Have a good night. Thanks for being in the stream. It was good to talk to you. It's been a minute. One thing I will do is I'll try to balance the stabilizer wire for the spacebar because that tends to be where a lot of the problems come in with rattly sounds. Know what I'm saying? You feeling me? Are you mowing what I'm growing? Oh, these are pre-lubed. Hold on. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Are you smelling what I'm stepping in? That's the kind of thing that, like, I feel like everyone's dad knows 100 of those. This takes a minute, but it's totally worth it. I have some parallel action pliers on the way, but those are not here yet. Once those are here, it'll be a little bit easier to do this. For show. Okay. That is pretty darn good. We are going to get these installed. Oops. Let's do a little injection first. Okay, one side is done. Let's get the other one. Okay. Spacebar is done. Just pop it in the board real quick just to test it. I realize you can't see this, but I'm just trying to make sure that everything's okay. That's pretty good. All right, let us continue. Alrighty. This shouldn't take too much longer, and then we can do a quick switch swap and call her a dia. You know, that reminds me. Taco Bell was running an ad campaign a while ago. This was maybe 5 years ago, I want to say. 6 even. And they had some sort of menu item called the steak double dia, which was just a quesadilla with steak in it. You know, it's a Taco Bell menu item. It's the same delicious 5 ingredients and everything. I guess steak's not normal, but anyways, I remember coming up with the slogan, it's kind of a big dia, you know, because it's a quesadilla, and being like, this is genius, and tweeting it at them, and just nothing. And I tweeted it at them like like once a day for like a month, and they just never replied. And I don't know what I was expecting, but I thought it was brilliant, and I was like, y'all should just take my suggestion. It's a good one. But whatever. If I ever have a restaurant with some sort of quesadilla menu item on it, I will definitely call it the Big Dia. I'm keeping it. That's for me. All right. Almost done with our stabilizers, which is great. Thanks for sticking around, those of you who are still here. It's kind of been a long stream with not a lot of action, if you will, but it's good. It's good. That's kind of the original intent of this channel anyways, was just to stream my builds for my clients so they can see, make sure I'm not messing up their baby. Yeah, for sure. These ones tend to be more of a lube stream than a build stream proper, which I definitely enjoy the build stream propers more, but these are great too. Like, because they're also, the duality of keyboard building is also, like, for me at least, half of the fun is upcycling pre-builts. I think that's such an awesome thing to be able to do to a board that someone likes and they just want it to sound a little bit different or whatever, and like, I can do that. Okay. Last one. It's like, I feel like projects like these are like the biggest build up, at least for me, of anticipation of like, ooh, we heard it once, bone stock. What's it gonna sound like once we put it back together? Hopefully better. But you never know. All right, lube is done. Syringe is done. Paintbrush is done. This thing is done. Tweezies are done. Films, get out of here. What we need right now is a hero and a switch puller. And I know where to find one of those. Right here. But I did lose my switch puller. See what I did there? Okay. Oh, wait. Where's the... We needed one more 2U. Dang it. Fortunately, we had one. We have enough parts for that last boy. I just put everything away. I was so wrong about that. Do you hear how confident I was? What an idiot that guy was. Of course you need a... 4 2U stabilizers for a TKL. Everybody knows that. Bray. Okay. Let's get this last one done. The memory of a fly. I like that. I feel ya. Same here. Sean, what's your favorite keyboard that you've built? Like what, and also, if it's not this board, what is the board that you're breaking in right now? Savage 65 with inks and a palm plate. I bet that's real nice and thocky. That sounds awesome. I love palm plates. They're so good. I got a palm plate for my Mode 65. Different Savage 65 with FR4 and Hyperglides. Okay. Who makes the Savage? For a second I was thinking Canon keys, but I think that's... I don't know if that's correct. Or are they their own thing? Canon keys does. Okay, okay. Gonna put those Hyperglides in a portal. Oh, that portal is a gorgeous board. Super cool looking. When does the portal ship? All right. These things are going in now. Oh, you. Oh, cool. Okay. Have they not shipped it to you yet? Is that what the is that what the quotes are for? Oh, nice. Will she'll be building yours? That's awesome. Nice. Right on. That sounded weird. Nope, we're good. Ooh. This is nice. This is really nice. Starting to send some of my hyper interesting things to help support local content creators. Oh, cool. That's really nice of you. What a kind thing to do. It do be expensive for sure. Definitely agree with you on that one. Ever used a 40A or 30A O-ring? Sure, yeah. I have not either. I don't even fully understand what that is. Is that the kind of O-ring that goes around the entire PCB and plate assembly? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I've seen those. I've never built one, though. I think I have some boards coming that are that way, but I can't remember if that's 100% true. Okay. Oh, interesting. So the 40 and 30 are measures of how bouncy it is. Balder can use one. Interesting. Lower number means more bouncy. Okay, makes sense. Well, I have a Balder coming, and I have the PCB for it already. And the plate, so I'll definitely try it. Very cool. This is such a crinkly board. It feels like I'm like pulling switches out of a sheet of like bubble wrap. Tried a 50A with a modded tofu and it was decently flexy. Okay. O-ring mount Balder with FR4 half plate. I've never tried a half plate. Are you using that like Wilba Weird Flex PCB? Patness! Hello! Unfortunately, the flash command doesn't work right now. After the move, I broke all my home automation stuff. So I need to make it work again. But it will be back and better than ever. Don't you worry. Canon Key CV2, nice. I was looking at that PCB as well. Novel Keys had the Weird Flex, which was a Wilbatech one with the flex cutouts in the PCB, but it was like 60 bucks for a PCB. And as cool as it is, and as much as I love what Wilba does, I was like, but the DZ60 is cheap. Thanks for stopping by, Patness. That actually reminds me. Hold on. I need to look something up. I have some important news to announce. Bear with me. There's not really a bear with me, but we can imagine that there is. Oh, yes. Okay, I have an affiliate to announce, guys. If you go to rncables.com and buy a cable and use code PatnessTheSadness, you can get 5% off your order. That's a very exciting affiliate. Please check it out. Support our friends. Get yourself a cool cable. Congrats, Patness. They have cool themed cables. I went to their website, checked it out. I actually don't know if that's their website. RN Cables. Yes, this is their website, rncables.com. Yep. Con Momo, by the way. What a gorgeous set. It's a cool looking cable, too. I'm excited about that one shipping in like December of next year. Or whatever the lead times are at the moment. But yeah, save yourself some money. Support Patness. It's a great streamer. Check her channel out if you have not. How's your day going so far? Are you just getting up? Alright, so the mods are already good. I already swapped the stabilizers and put the switches in, so we will leave them intact. And then we just have to swap the rest of these. Right on. Good for you. Alright. Cool. Now we just gotta... pluck these out. Hi, Kevin. It's technically a thing, but not right now because I just moved and nothing works. But it will be. Probably next stream, actually. It shouldn't be too hard to fix. Sounds good, Patness. How is your day going, Kevin? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you stopping by the stream and vibing a little bit while we work on this pink boy. Get out of there. Come on, son. This is a very grabby plate. Does not like to let go. Come on. Let him out. I do really like the stiffness of both legs on the Salmon tactiles. I think that's a really nice feature that the majority of Switches don't have. Most of the time the longer leg is kind of flimsy and it bends over really easily. And so they tend to get crunched up when you install them on a hot swap board, but the Salmons do not have that, which I've never seen before. So props to them. I'm not exactly sure who manufactured the Switch because I don't think Kinetic did it themselves, but their logo is on the top of the housing, so I really don't know. I've heard that it might be Gateron, but I'm not sure. Didn't say on their website. So if somebody out there knows, I'm curious. Thanks, Sean. He's on top of things. If it is Gateron, that explains why it didn't benefit a ton from a film. is getting tired. I'm a wimpy boy. There we go. Come along, children. Ah. What have you learned, Sean? Something shocking. I'm sure there's a way to track it down somewhere, but I don't have the Google foo to get that done. Okay, good. Let's pop these switches in. And we're about done. What? TC if the tolerance is good? Okay. I've never used like TC brand switches, so it's possible that I've used switches that were manufactured by them. In fact, I think I have. I think Mint linears are TC if I'm not mistaken. For some reason, I had this idea in my head that TC switches always kind of had that box style stem, but that very well may not be the case. I guess obviously it's not the case, because if they did make the mints, then they're not. Those are not that way. Really, all the switches I've tried from them so far, right on. They seem like somewhat of a newcomer, at least to me. It's possible they've been around forever and I just didn't know it, but yeah. Competition is good. And it's kind of annoying to have to film JWKs. Like, it would be awesome to have a switch that didn't need switch films, because it's just another step that takes a while. It is the worst. It do be that way. I mean, it's like, if you're already in there, you know, modding the switch, you might as well if it helps, but it's just annoying. Okay. Almost done with the top 2 rows, or top 3. Look at how cute this thing is with these little pink switches too. It's always fun building boards for this client, because I get to build really cute boards that I think are awesome. We will definitely be hopping into VIA to make sure that all of these work and I did not misplace one or crunch up a pin or something. I feel like it's a lot more obvious when the pins are this stiff. Oh, you found the list of things you tried. Nice. Okay. Blue velvets, techno violets, Neapolitans. Oh, interesting. I didn't know Neapolitans were made by them. Coffees. I haven't heard of those. The only ones I thought were made were the coffees. So that's good to know. I bought some Neapolitans and I heard that they were like the Zykos alternative. And Zykos are insanely expensive to make because it's 3 switches, one of which is a Zeal PC switch. And I don't really want to pay for that. But people were saying that they didn't like the Neapolitans as much, but I would take pretty good over pretty expensive. Steamy tactile with a fully panda-like tactility. Sweet. Yeah, if they're good, they're like usually available and not a bad looking switch either, if I do say so myself. They look pretty similar to these actually. We should only have 3 spares. If I was sent 90 switches, which I believe I was, otherwise filming would have been way, or lubing would have been way faster. All right, let's check this for functionality before I cap it, just in case. Okay, I was at least able to type in via. That's a good sign. All right, key tester. It's not via compatible, but we can still test the matrix. Or still test the board without testing the matrix. These are probably function keys, but I'll check the pins just in case. That one's good. And that one's good. And we'll check this guy. And that one's good. Awesome. Ooh, 4 is not happy. Ah, pin. Nice. That is why we do this. Okay. I forgot you can actually press the F row key because I only use 65s. Yeah. In my opinion, it's a bit of a waste of space because you can always use a function key to get there, but I also love the aesthetic of a TKL, so there we go. All right, we got the 3 spares. Let's just get these caps back on. understand it for people who use F keys a lot or play games where you want to hit it quickly. Yeah, I agree, but if you're used to a macro, it's just as fast, in my opinion, because you can do one hand on the function key, the other one hops up actually a shorter distance to the number row. But yeah, if you're just used to it the one way too, it can be really hard to switch. I think 75% don't look as good as 65%. Oop, there's a little fuzz on there. Let's get them off. But I think TKLs look really nice. So I'm a huge fan of the Mysterium. It's one of my favorite boards. Oh, I've been on this scene the whole time. Sorry. Yeah, for sure. I think so too. Like, I know Disastertron's a huge 75% fan. I don't really dig that layout, but he loves it. It's good for him. Otherwise, there'd be no market for those kinds of things, and I like that they exist. I have 75%, but I'm actually waiting on my LCK, the Lysol 75, which is another through hole. But that one's a 75, which I think will be really fun to build. So, yeah. I'll pick up a P3D case probably for that when it comes in and find a fun color for it. Okay, great. I'm gonna just dump these switches into this bag here. The leftover blues. 40% is tough. Yeah, grid will fight you on that one, but it's not for me, that's for sure. I've tried. I have a Mercutio that I'm gonna sell. That's definitely one that's going up for sale. That I just can't use. All right, cool. Let's do a secondary type test, shall we? And then we'll call her a date. All right, this is the same Warmier 87, but this time we've swapped it out for lubed Salmon tactiles, and we have lubed the stabilizers and replaced the 2U ones with Duroc plate mounts. All right. What does that sound? Was there some sort of ambient noise that was weird? Yeah, spacebar's ticking. I'll fix that off stream. I definitely know I can improve the sound of the chatter on that spacebar, so I will take care of that for sure. Interesting. I don't know what would have been a really high-pitched ambient sound. Could be the fans on my PC or something. The spacebar is the stock stabilizer. That's the only one. The 2U ones are all Duroc V2s or Duroc clip-ins. But I need to fix that stock I did lube the stock spacebar one, but anyways, that is where we're at. Yeah, I think it sounds pretty good. I will feel like there's no way. I think I can balance that one a little bit and potentially holy mod it if I need to. Or you can also put a little bit of heat shrink on the wire, and that definitely helps. So we'll figure it out. We'll get something going. But anyways, that is all I got for today. Let us find someone to raid. Quackers is on. Keeb Noob is on. XX Dubs is on. Tim Keelis is on. Anybody you want to go visit? Anybody feeling... I'm kind of feeling like going to see Keeb Noob. She's building a Mysterium. Of course we're going to do that then. Great. Let us raid. Oh, it doesn't highlight the box automatically. Keeb Noob. Everyone's on. Yeah, right? It's a Monday. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining me. I super appreciate y'all being here, even after I had a little bit of a leave of absence. It was fun to come back and hang with you guys. I will be back probably Wednesday and then probably Saturday as well. But you can do !raid. That'll be our raid message, or !sub raid if you are a sub and want to use the Brea Basement emotes. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate Sean and Filet and Lard with the raid earlier, and Layman and all you guys who are always here. I appreciate each and every one of you. So go say hi to Keeb Noob for me, and I will see you later.